I always say that the best feature on Twitter is community notes, because that's when you really can go and spike people up from behind whenever they're trying to post like stupid stuff. And then we have a little situation here where the community notes violating people yet again. I kind of want to take a look at that.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rick here. Welcome back to another edition of Community Notes Violating People. This is becoming a tradition on this channel where every once in a while we look at some of the funniest notes applied to tweets,
and I love it,
that come from accounts that are archiving such examples.
I love it.
Now, what is the Community Notes system? Well, for those who don't know, it is a communal fact check system on Twitter where qualified users can leave notes under tweets, and if that gets enough upvotes, that goes live under the tweet. It's a great way for dispelling misinformation and slander on Twitter, because we know people love to say stupid things, and
they love to spread misinformation. Everybody loves to spread misinformation on Twitter. That's their favorite hobby in their daytime.
Correct things like misinformation all the time on Twitter. Twitter is an absolute freak show. Now, before we look at some funny examples of notes being applied to tweets, I want to welcome you to a different show. Now, for those who don't know, I am a featured guest at WeebCon 2024.
Pretty cool.
At the time of hearing this
community
video,
notes. I love them as well.
In attendance at this convention, and to celebrate, Uwu Market has released this limited time merch. You can see my character right here welcoming you to the show, whether that's the Twitter Freak Show or anything else. And of course, this is being used to apply to various merch. You can see the hoodie, the t-shirt, the poster, the keyboard, and alike. You can find this entire collection in the pinned comment. A link will be provided there. And for your own knowledge, this collection will be only available through this weekend, so don't miss out on the opportunity to take this stuff home. Now let's start with our first example of a note. It is a several tweet long interaction here, beginning with this one right here. A user saying, "What?" after discovering that in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon, the character Lucamine is actually 40 years old and has children. Now that surprised this user. However, some others were not so surprised and made this quote saying, "I'd still put 2 more kids in her. We were well aware of this." Now this tweet had 16,000 likes and a lot of positive reception because, well, fair enough on that statement.
A bunch of coomers on Twitter.
However, some people had a different view of this response. This user would quote them saying, "Real
Did you know the gold
stuff.
chest in Genshin Respawn?
Is it pedophilia for a person to be attracted to a 40-year-old MILF character from an anime series?" Well, it turns out
that's nothing like you're really this whenever you're attracted to a cartoon character of a 40-year-old woman with 2 children. Yeah, that you definitely are this. That's right.
You can see the note applied here saying that
formerly underage. She was formerly underage.
Lucamine is 40 plus
former minor. That was it. She was a former minor. This 40-year-old woman was a former minor. You disgust me.
Old and has 2 children. And also you could apply your own note and understand that this comment has nothing to do with pedophilia. In fact, it is comedically detached from that sort of thing. And you can see the results here. 80 likes and over 400 quotes making fun of this user and their outrageous claims and the hilarious note that's attached to this quote retweet. Now, moving on to the next one, we have another example of a very simple note. So this user says he's quitting with a picture of a Markiplier video, a recent one saying, "I'm tired."
That is so good.
And the answer is provided in the note with a simple one-word answer saying, "No." Now, I've seen multiple users post screenshots of this video and make claims like this, that he's either quitting or that he's complaining about being a YouTuber. Now, both of those things could be dispelled if you took the time to watch this.
Because it's about his movie and all of these other things he's doing. He's just overworked. That's all it is about. It's nothing about quitting or YouTube. It's literally about completely unrelated to all of that.
6-minute video. However, users were trying to make
they will not watch this. They will see people look at a thumbnail, they look at a title, and they're like, that's the fact. That's exactly what he's saying, and never will bother like clicking on the video and give it like 30 seconds. most people don't even give content 30 seconds of watch time because they just they rather make assumptions.
Clout-driven tweets like this.
I don't
for
have time
attention.
for that.
And of course,
They have like 20 TikToks or 100 TikTok videos to watch.
Tired from the movie that he is currently producing and how it's much more than he expected, but he is grinding through it and he's just tired. That's all he's sharing. But people went absolutely hysterical over just the simple screenshot of this video and the accompanying title. Now moving on to the next note, another one-word response. So Science Girl here shares this tweet saying, explain how this is happening with this video. And the note says, gradient.
Wow.
You're like, come on, Science Girl. Like, I thought you would know a little
Science
bit better
Girl.
than that. Like, what's the point of your account if you don't know anything about science? But moving on, here's another one. This is actually an update to a previous note.
And I hate those gimmick accounts. Like on my VTuber, like my Twitter account that is related to my VTuber, I started actually a couple of weeks ago. Like my algorithm was purely VTuber stuff. And then suddenly Elon was like, ooh, you want to have some other things to look at? And my response to me suddenly finding gimmick accounts on my homepage is by me blocking every single one. I block every single one because saying you're not interested in this or muted, it doesn't really help. So I'm just blocking everything.
In the last,
if it's not VTuber related or not something like Twitch related, I will block it. All of it.
Edition of this video. So this user was talking about the TikToker Hannah Barron. Now, for those who don't know, Hannah Barron is a tomboy with a southern accent who is very crafty. She is building her own home, I believe. So weirdos.
No, she works with her dad, and they build homes.
Claiming that men attracted to tomboys like her are gay. Now, as the note pointed out, being attracted to a woman as a man is not gay. But we have some updates. More weirdos like the Truth Seeker here posting weird creep shots of Hannah Barron, saying, Hannah Barron, what do y'all notice?
A very attractive woman.
The truth, they should seek some bitches. This is a very, very weird set of tweets here where you can see people replying
what the fuck?
With their answer to this question.
This is weird, man. What the hell are you doing?
Weird zoom in of her crotch. Now I have to kind of censor it for this video. This is YouTube. But basically, as the note points out, this is her female genitalia. This person sees a bump down there and thinks it's a bulge. Like,
why? No way.
Genitalia. This is basically admitting that this person.
Can you believe women have that? Oh my God.
And that is absolutely hilarious. But moving on, here's another note applied to this tweet from Jake Paul. So for those who don't know, Jake Paul is going to box Mike Tyson.
Did Mike look so fucking good, man?
Set of photos right here comparing himself.
He's like
next
60 years old or something.
Of Mike Tyson, where the note points out the tiger in Mike Tyson's picture is real, while the tiger in Jake Paul's photo is fake. Now, a lot of people are looking forward to this fight, by the way. I believe Mike Tyson is 57 at this point, at least in his late 50s.
Can you believe that?
Jake Paul, yeah.
That is a 57-year-old man. Would you think that's a 57-year-old man while looking at that body? Holy shit, that is so impressive. I hope I am 50 and I have this kind of body. This is impressive as hell. My lord, never make my mind stop working out because this is insane. Dude looks like he's like in his 30s or 20s. It looks like he's in 30s. It is really good. His body looks better than Jake Paul's. Now that might be the bone structure as well a little bit, but Jesus.
He's a great athlete, but man, I know the results that I'm wishing for in this match. I am giving all of my wishes to Mike Tyson, and
I hope that this is not a match where Mike Tyson loses to give it to the young sports. Like, in the end of the day, this is like a young adult fighting a old man. Why is this match even happening? Like, what?
He absolutely shreds.
I bet. Hope you're doing good, by the way.
It would be the most glorious thing to watch. A lot of people would enjoy.
Michael destroy him? Yeah, but you never know if there's no scripted bullshit, you know? In reality, Mike will.
beat down Jake Paul, but we'll just have to wait and see. And best of all,
Isn't it a
it's
charity
crazy for a
event?
guy his age to be still
I don't know.
so fit and ready to fight
Probably.
like this. But moving on, here's another note attached to an IGN tweet promoting one of their articles. So it says, Helldivers 2 new premium Warbound is out now and players are defending the game, insisting it's not pay to win. Oh boy. More game journalists who don't actually play the games they're making articles about. So the note says, if IGN's writers actually played the game, then they would know that super credits, which are used to unlock premium Warbounds, are collectible in-game, plus earned with medals, also in-game collectible. This can be done in a dozen-ish hours. Only requires actually playing the game. Absolutely brutal. And as always, I definitely encourage applying notes whenever you can to these game journalists, because not only does it prevent monetization of their tweet, it also shows that these people, these game journalists, don't even play the games that they're criticizing and the communities that play it that they're also criticizing. It's absolutely wild. They deserve these notes. But moving on.
By the way, community notes got so bad for our German public TV that they quit Twitter. Oh my God. Isn't that embarrassing? Jesus.
Another tweet saying, it's sunny in Philadelphia would get absolutely destroyed if it aired in this day and age. Where the note says, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is, in fact, still airing in this day and age. Season 16 aired in 2023, and the show has been renewed for seasons 17 and 18 by FXX. So, that's actually a pretty fair point. Now, I understand where they're coming from. I think certainly that Always Sunny is not as edgy as it used to be like in the early seasons, but it still exists. And it's more just to show that people are very inconsistent with what they complain about in terms of media. You see shows like South Park that has a very large population of antis who claim to be fans of South Park, the usual type who will cancel you over fictional content, anime girls, and alike. But they will support South Park, which has infinitely worse content contained within that series. And yet here's an example of another show that kind of just flies under the radar. And rightfully so. I don't want these shows to be criticized, but I understand why some people might look at Sunny and think, wow, people would go crazy over this, but I think it's just selective outrage. This is an example of selective outrage where people overlook things like Sunny and get angry about, whatever latest anime came out. And here's the next series. Oh, God.
Ooh, NFTs.
We're going to revisit NFT Nick. This guy is collecting community notes like Infinity Stones, okay? So this guy, I'm pretty sure
So
he's
this
a troll,
is the
but
Lord of
watching
community
him get
notes,
noted
huh?
is absolutely hilarious. So in the last video, we talked about 2 of his notes. This initial one saying, cheers to the haters from my New York City penthouse, where in the video he claims he's drinking on a $5,000 bottle of alcohol, where in the note it says, the bottle Nick is holding does not cost $5,000 and is in fact an $85 bottle. So in response to that, Nick would release another video, this one titled A Message to Community Notes, where he would claim that he was in the back of a limousine during this video, and the note would say it is visible in the reflection of his sunglasses that the driver is wearing street clothes and not the formal attire that a private chauffeur
This looks
would
like an
wear.
Uber.
He is clearly in a Lyft or Uber.
Yeah.
Another reflection would cause him issues in a further tweet where he shared a video and a message saying, good morning to the haters from my private movie theater, where the note would say it is visible in the camera lens that the my private movie theater is not in fact his, nor much private. It is a shared screening room within Brooklyn Point, doubles as a
It looks like all of his community notes would be removed if he took off his sunglasses. It's all the reflection of his sunglasses that allowed them to put them up. Jesus.
space, giving residents and their guests the opportunity to showcase their talents.
Wow.
And here's another one saying, good morning, haters from my helipad, where we get hit with a note saying Nick is claiming that this is his helipad. However, a quick look around Google Maps shows that this helipad is owned and operated by Manhattan Helicopters, where he would reply to that one more time. My God, it never ends. The community notes haters are saying this isn't my helipad. Whose is it then? If I called the street I lived on my street, I would get community noted. Choose rich. And then the note would say the helipad is owned by Manhattan Helicopters. It's their helipad. Now that one's over, but another frequent
Liver King.
noted
You remember this
user,
guy?
Liver King, would pay for another
I love this, man.
advertisement on Twitter. This guy is basically paying Twitter money to constantly get
Can you
noted.
believe he's used $11,000 worth of steroids every month and he's still alive? That is a lot of steroids.
He is someone who is very controversial. He's like a fitness guru type who gives very bad advice on how to get very ripped the natural way, as he claims.
The natural way,
the
boys.
natural way, as
Steroids.
pointed out in this note, for him is spending about $11,000 a month on steroids, and also his muscles are not from a raw meat diet as he suggests. It's actually something that can make you very, very ill, and this is something that is being promoted as an ad on Twitter, literally encouraging people to eat raw meat. It's
Which you should not.
insane. Here's another very simple note. This
Do
one
not do
says,
that.
Seoul, Japan is with Palestine, where the note says, Seoul is the capital of South Korea.
Oh my
now, some people...
Seoul, Japan. Seoul, Japan, boy. I don't know why that made me crack up so much.
Like, well,
hi,
doesn't matter,
Sage,
it's
how you
about the
doing?
message. Dude, if
Seoul,
you're using
Japan.
these countries as a political prop to promote whatever message you want on Twitter, the very least you could do is get the capital of the country correct. I think it does go towards the merit of your message. It shows that you really don't know what you're talking about. But here's another one saying, ancient cultures knew the earth is flat, where the note says,
The ancient culture didn't know the earth was flat. How the hell did we get shadows? Like, think about it. Like, if the earth was flat, like, think about it for a moment. Like, what's going on here?
the earth isn't flat. Ah, yes. One of the least obvious engagement farms for ad revenue right here.
Ancient, yeah, like, how far are we going back, though? Ancient culture don't even know what planets are.
But here's another one saying,
You knew what
so
stars
two
were,
women can have a
but
baby,
yeah.
it's always result in a baby girl. OMG. Where the note simply says, no.
What?
Yeah, I don't really know what they're saying either, but I say no as well.
Is this like
And here's the
Pokemon
last one saying,
Evolutions
"It needs
kind
to
of
be
thing?
said, Sydney Sweeney's boobs are not that big. Where the note says, yes, they are.
They kind of are. What is going on?
Yes, this is a real note, by the way. Pretty
That's
crazy
amazing.
stuff. But if you've seen the stuff with Sydney
I'll
Sweeney,
write that.
people are showing photos like this, and they're like, she is destroying woke culture. Now, I don't really know if that's true, but she's definitely a very good actress, and the conversations around this are pretty funny.
I don't know
But
who
that's
she
gonna
is,
do
but
it for this
yeah.
video, another edition of Community Notes Violating People, a very welcomed and new tradition on this channel. I know you guys enjoy it, and as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's
I thought this was funny as hell. I love looking at stupid community notes. They're so funny. This was so funny. Such a good video. What a great time. Can we just Soul Japan? I don't know why I find that so funny.